Welcome to our monthly catch up on property mindset, which is for me one of the most important things that I participate in. I don't know if that's a great word on a daily basis. It's something that is completely key to not only the life of a property investor, but us as our lives in general. And I'm very, very fortunate to have Lee Roebeck here with me. He's a coach, a mentor. He's helped me literally transform my life. And I feel very honored that he is here with us to share some incredible information. So Lee, hello. How are you?
Emma, I'm doing good. I'm doing good today. Thanks. Really excited to hop on here again. I love having these conversations with you on a monthly basis. And yeah, hopefully we reach someone out there today that really is looking for this message and that gets help by what we're going to discuss and talk about.
Absolutely. Well, look, for anyone who perhaps doesn't know you, please would you introduce yourself, and then we'll jump straight into it.
Sure. So my name is Lee Roebeck, and I'm a mindset coach with the Proctor Gallagher Institute, and I've been in this business for the past since 2016. So what we close on to 8 years now. And what I actually do is I help individuals remove money blocks and attract clients or attract opportunities, deals into the experience. So basically, I help people adjust their mindset to achieve their income goals. And I work with entrepreneurs just like Emma, people all around the world. And these people are experiencing quantum leaps in their results because of the ideas that we teach.
Absolutely. And so today, everyone, we're literally talking about mindset in general. So we often deep dive into specific elements of mindset. But today we're going to kind of cover the whole lot. So that's going to be quite a task for us. But one thing I kind of wanted to start off with sharing is that all through my life, so I started in a corporate career when I was in my 20s, and they were really big on self-development, self-education. They had this whole library, and in those days you had tapes. It's embarrassing for those who've never even heard of a cassette tape, but I used to spend hours driving and listening to, Tony Robbins and all of those people. And so over the years, that gave me a really great solid foundation. I've never been a great fiction reader, so I was always sort of loving these books about people's lives, successful people, what to do. But one thing I found is that I followed what people would do, but I still didn't necessarily get the success that I wanted. And I'm, as Lee knows, extremely logical. I'm not too emotional in my kind of business sense and business world. And I really found it very challenging. I would do certain things, but things wouldn't necessarily give me the results that I wanted. I certainly had success, and other people would be like, wow, you've done really successful or whatever. But the things that I really found I wanted to see the success in, I wasn't seeing it. And I found it really challenging to find logical steps to do things. There was lots of kind of like, law of attraction, just think about it and it's going to happen, and all these kind of things. And that just, I tried these things, but nothing really inherently seemed to work. And then I remember in a rainy field, when I was taking my daughter to my son actually then, to a riding competition, and you were speaking to me. We'd met at a webinar, and you were sort of saying things that you said that you could help me make these changes. And I really thought, I don't really believe him. But whatever you said, I jumped in feet first. I signed up to have your coaching. And what was totally and utterly different to what I saw with you and Proctor was a very clear and definite path of action of things to do. So on a daily basis now, I have, things that I need to do. When things happen to me, as they always do, things hit you, I have a response to those now. So whereas people would say to you, you have to be in control, I felt completely out of control in those particular areas. And what the mindset training that you've given me is, it's really given me that control back. It's given me steps to take with whatever comes your way, whether it is success, because sometimes success can be an issue as well, can't it? Whether it is success or whether it's just those things that happen on a daily basis that happens to all of us. So yeah, I really wanted to let people know that for me, this is literally a very simple, nothing that that Lee talks about, that Bob Proctor, that the wider world talk about, is difficult to implement. It is literally just step-by-step process, and it's getting it going. So yeah, I just wanted to share that first. So Lee, where do we start with this whole mindset journey?
So maybe I think a good place to start is understanding that my mentor Bob, and I'm going to tell his story in a moment. I mean, you've obviously been around the Proctor Gallagher Institute, Bob's material, working with me for the past number of years. But Bob used to say that success is 95% mindset and it's 5% strategy. Now, people get hung up on the strategy. They literally do. And I've been there. I think we've all been there at some point. Am I trying the right thing? Do I need to get into, do these Facebook adverts? Do I reach out to people on LinkedIn? Do I go door to door? We get overly concerned with the strategy, but you can be sitting on the very best strategy in the world that you learn through your property mentorship. But if you don't have the right mindset, I promise you, a lot of the time you'll fall flat if your mindset is not tuned to the results you want. And I'll qualify that: 2 salespeople working in the same marketplace, selling the same product, working for the same sales manager, serving the same demographic. One's doing really well and the other one's struggling to get by. What's the difference, right, Emma? It's in the mindset. Now let's share Bob's story to kick us off.
Can I go back to that as well? Sorry to interrupt, Lee. Sure. But that is so absolutely true. I've literally done door-to-door sales. I did a thing in America where we sold books door-to-door. And then there's this one lady, and she just absolutely smashed it. And everyone went to follow this lady. And we just, and you'd follow her and you'd look at her and you'd think, what on earth are you doing any differently? She would literally just sit. She would speak very similarly to the way I would speak to the clients. We would say exactly the same thing, but she would do really well. And looking back on that, all I can see now is she was just so focused. She didn't have emotional sort of attachment to rejection. She didn't have any she just was this very kind of methodical, just kept going, very positive. And she just won through. It was absolutely incredible. And looking back on it now, I can see why she was successful. But at the time, I was just like, what is she doing?
Yeah. Look, mindset is everything. It is, Emma. I mean, you've heard me talk about this before, but a simple example, similar to this lady you're talking about. And I've tested this. Like, I've literally tested this. You could be, let's say your strategy is to reach out to 20 people on LinkedIn every day to set up a meeting, to find out if what you have to offer is a match or fit for them. And if you sit in there typing these messages or reaching out to people, and the internal dialogue going on within yourself is, oh, I'm a nuisance, they're not going to respond. They're going to disconnect or remove my connection from them, whatever internal dialogue is going on. But if you thinking and feeling, this person is really happy to hear from me and they engage, they've hopped onto a conversation with me and it's a great fit. I've gotten the opportunity to serve them and to help them. The internal dialogue is so crucial because people feel your energy when you go into any sort of conversation. And I'm pretty sure you'll agree, even a WhatsApp message or a text message or an email message carries that same sort of emotion. We can feel it, So mindset is really everything. We got to be very consciously aware of the mindset that we carrying into any sort of engagement or any sort of conversation.